Hi guys. I am so keen to speak to you guys today. I think this is actually honestly my favorite thing to do. I love to just speak to you. Like content, yeah, like that's fine, like on social media and stuff, but this stuff, like I love just speaking to you. I love it. But I put a little poll up on Instagram about like what do people kind of want me to speak about, like what are they struggling with most, and the number one thing was regulation of emotions, and then a couple of other topics that I will go into in the next videos. But the main thing is so many people, and as well, like me, I rave on regulation of emotions. I think it is actually so important. But what I wanted to speak about is so many people probably don't even know or understand being regulated in your emotions. Like, what does that look like? What does it look like when you're dysregulated? And how does that affect everyday life, right? So, I want to speak on being dysregulated first. Yes, we are human and we are going to feel emotions. Regulation doesn't mean that you are avoiding those feelings. That is not the point of being regulated in your emotions. It's that essentially when something arises, either stress, overwhelm, anger, anything to do with emotions, how do you handle yourself? How does your emotions dictate your outcome? So this could look like you've just had a big day at work, you come home, you're tired and overwhelmed and stressed because you've just spent the day trying to do something that, has a deadline for today and you didn't meet it. So tomorrow you've got to get it done, and that's what you're thinking about. So you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, you're like, oh my God, I've got a deadline, I've got to get this done. A little bit of guilt is in there as well. But what you do when you get home is you take it out on your partner, like people that are close to you or want to know how your day is, or, the people that are there, you are going to take it out on them because you are so dysregulated in that emotion, being overwhelmed, tired, stressed, whatever it might be, from a big day at work, that you don't know how to handle it. You don't know, you're understanding that you're feeling this way, but essentially you don't know how to regulate yourself within that emotion. So if you're overwhelmed or anything to do with that, so when I am pretty much overwhelmed or stressed or anything like that, I take a minute to breathe within that moment. If I find that I am, I suppose, using my emotions to like not go off at my partner, but kind of arc up, I can sense that I am pretty much using my emotions right now. I just stop in that moment and breathe. I do a little bit of breath work and I regulate myself and understand the emotions that are coming up and what could have been the trigger. Understanding the trigger is by all means the most important part. What is making you angry? What is making you stressed constantly? What is making you overwhelmed? What is, making you tired so you are like, ugh, you're like just slumped, for the whole day. And that can also dictate, your decisions and everything to do with that. But essentially, that is what being dysregulated means. So this can affect your relationship, your friendships, it can affect your, relationships with your parents. It can affect literally anything. It can affect your career. It can affect anything to do with your life, really. Because let's say that you aren't regulated, you're dysregulated in your emotions, right? And someone comes to you about, a boundary that hasn't been met, or you've stepped over it, right? And someone comes to you and your first initial reaction towards someone pretty much standing up for themselves, which is understandable, is overwhelmed, stressed. You feel so closed and it could be a coping mechanism from trauma, from like a childhood experience or, an adult experience. But you're so closed, right? When someone starts to open up or actually, just speak to you about, what you probably have done, right? And your first reaction is defense, 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 right? That is you being dysregulated, because in order to be um, in order to be defensive, you are overwhelmed. That is literally like you're stressed, you might be anxious, anything to do with emotions, whatever you might be feeling right there and then is dictating your response. So, a lot of what I teach is with regulations of emotions is you need to pause before you react, because when we are overwhelmed in a fight or, just a discussion, and, you might find that your partner is very chill. He wants to just sit down and speak about things. And you might find that, in that moment, you are very, you feel targeted. You feel, you know, overwhelmed with the situation. Like, what do I do? How do I do this? You're stressed because you don't actually know what's about to be said or happen or anything to do with that. So you're a bit anxious, right? So because you're so deep in your emotions, and it could be a very intense conversation, that can dictate what you say because you are in those emotions. But by all means, what you are feeling, completely valid. I would be questioning quite a few things as to why this is triggering these emotions, but that is another story. All valid as to why. And I'm being regulated, again, being regulated in your emotions does not mean that when you are overwhelmed, you push it to the side and that's it. That is not the idea of regulations of emotions. And if people teach that, then fuck. Not true. If you become overwhelmed, I become overwhelmed so much. I become stressed with my business and my actual work. It is a stressful time. But the thing is, when stress comes, I regulate myself because I am not going to let being stressed dictate my habits, my discipline, my fucking future, and the identity that the person I want to be, and the identity that I want to strap to that. So that is the problem with this generation, is we tend to get so far into an emotion. Like when you're angry, when you're angry, right? If you want to, the first thing when I was like, I don't know, like five years ago, when I was angry, all I wanted to do was punch a wall or punch someone, which sounds so bad now that I say it, but it's true. I'm not going to lie. That is how I was. I was a very, very angry person. And yes, I have not fully healed all of my triggers. That is obviously, I'm going to be spending another 25 years figuring this shit out, okay? I am no expert, but the reaction of the anger is punching the wall. That's the problem. That is the problem, right? And to associate it with my work, which is habit and behavior change coaching, is so many people are using, let's say, anger, right, or overwhelmed or stressed as the dictator to fuck their habits off, or fuck their identity off, or fuck their future off, or not today, it's fine. That's the problem. And when that happens, is it will literally keep going every single day. Oh, I'm still in the feelings of this happened, my friendship fell apart, so I'm not going to do work today. Yes, by all fucking means, it is okay to take time for you. That is exactly what regulations of emotions is. But to dictate your whole day off that one thing that happened, life goes on. Sounds very harsh, but life goes on. And this is what people need to understand. Being regulated means that you pause before you react. You do not allow your anger to hit that wall. or to hit that person or to belittle your partner or your friend. You don't allow it to. You go, okay, I'm angry. Anger is normally sadness. I'm sad. What do we do? Okay, I need to breathe. I need to take a fucking second. And that is all fucking good. That is how we regulate. And it is so fucking important because regulations of emotions actually helps a relationship. And normally when you are dysregulated, that is why the relationship is failing. So it can affect all areas of your life. And I just want to make it so, so crucial. And just so you actually understand what dysregulation is and what regulating your emotions are, because so many people, and me as well, rave on about this shit, but do we actually know what it is? And that is what it is. If you are dysregulated, you use your emotions to dictate your future. Literally, they are controlling everything. You're tired, okay, you don't read your book. Or I'm so overwhelmed, okay, you don't do any of your work. Okay, well, I'm just so stressed at the moment, so I'm just going to spend 2 days in bed. And then it actually falls into a week. And then it falls into 2 weeks. This is the problem. So a tip, only one tip. So a tip to really understand and start creating awareness around emotions is reflect on your week. Reflect on it. Understand, okay, where did I, well, not slip up, but where did I feel an emotion where I think it actually dictated my outcome? Where did I feel tired and not do that workout? Where did I get so overwhelmed that I sat on the lounge and binged over doing my assessment? Where did I allow stress to dictate me not handing my assignment in, me not going to work, me not whatever it might be? You need to become aware on where you are actually letting your emotions dictate the outcome. Be aware of it, understand the trigger, what's making me stressed, what's making me overwhelmed. And by all means, I'm going to live another 25 years getting stressed. That is not the fucking point. The point is, how do I regulate that stress? Because again, so many people get stressed and then sit on the lounge and binge Netflix for 3 days when they have deadlines for business, or they keep saying they want to go to the gym, but yet, oh, I'm stressed, I can't go. Sometimes I think that people actually allow their laziness or their emotions to the full advantage of, I'm going to give myself an extra day. By all means, take the time that you need, and that may be, regulate yourself up like when you are stressed, and then see how you are. If you need a little bit more time and you actually do need to sit down and kind of just switch out of reality, do that. By all means. But it can't last for 3 days. I mean, if you want it to, by all means, keep it that way. But that is pretty much it on regulations of emotions, and what dysregulation is and what regulation is. But that is pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to keep this really sweet, short and sweet, lol. But yeah, let me know if you guys, how that landed. Please let me know. Get in my DMs on Instagram. By all means, I'm happy to have a chat and to give a little bit more advice if you need it. But definitely subscribe. Please, 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 guys. If you subscribe, oh my God, I would appreciate it so, so, so much. And I love you guys so, so much. And thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. But yes, a YouTube will be coming each week. Just short ones, just with a little bit of knowledge. That way I can help whoever needs help out there. Thanks, guys.